joining us here at noon. I'm Christine Pitawanich. We begin in Vancouver, where fire crews are responding to a car that crashed into an apartment building. This is near the intersection of Southeast Ellsworth and 10th Street at the Sterling Heights Apartments. Crews say they're working to evacuate people within a 100-foot radius. Our KGW photographer Nick Bieber is out there right now. This is live video from the scene. At this point, details are limited, but Vancouver Fire says the car hit a natural gas line that was attached to the building. We'll be sure to pass along updates as soon as we get them. Now to Salem, where police are investigating a case of animal abuse after a family says a group of teens targeted their cat and left it for dead. Alma McCarty spoke with the owners, who say they thought their neighborhood was safe, but now they're worried about the safety of all pets. A warning: what you're about to see and hear may be disturbing.
Caught on camera. An incident in Southeast Salem so disturbing, we're choosing not to show the video in full.
It was like a group of 5 of them. And then after just, what was it, like 30-40 seconds of her struggling.
So disturbing, Jesse Steele cannot bear to watch the recording of his cat, Vortex, and her final moments.
They finally came back and shot her again.
Mom Daylene did watch and shared the details with her family. The senselessness of what she saw, leaving her speechless.
People took advantage of her trust.
The video, recorded around 2:30 Friday morning, appears to show a group of young people noticing the friendly cat on the corner. After a short time, another person joins them. He pulls out what appears to be some type of long-barreled gun. We'll pause the video here, then shoots the cat.
She was flopping on the ground, and then there were like 5 different kids who were just like this around her with their phones taking videos, as if it was some entertainment.
About a minute later, the same person takes a second point-blank shot.
It was right there. They just... I don't know.
The video shows the 5 young people leaving. Moments later, they return, picking up the cat's lifeless body and moving it, the Steeles say, to a neighbor's yard.
They thought no one was going to be awake to discover that. We had the cameras and all that, but I couldn't imagine if it was someone else's house who doesn't wake up till late and didn't have cameras, and all they seen was a dead cat, their dead cat, and didn't know what to do or any way to get help.
Salem police call this an open investigation into animal abuse, and Jesse hopes those responsible will be held accountable.
And you're proud of it by taking a video like, oh, I want to show people my trophy, or I want to twistedly watch it 24/7.
Alma McCarty, KGW News.
For the first time ever this week, Multnomah County released a report on the number of people who have died from fentanyl overdoses within the past few years. The report found that around 868 people have died from an overdose in the area between 2018 and 2023, most of which were concentrated in downtown Portland. Here's the breakdown on your screen. You can see the numbers increasing year after year. In 2018, 30 people died. Jump to 2023, where preliminary data shows more than 300 deaths. Those numbers are eye-opening, but they also don't quite capture the human toll of the drug.
I view this drug as a shackle in my life, that every day I wake up and I have to figure out how I'm going to fix my problem of getting sick if I don't use. It's like I'm shackled to it. I'm stuck.
The report also found that men comprised almost 75% of total deaths, and last year, a quarter of the people who died were homeless. To another big story, the U.S. Department of Justice has found Boeing violated a settlement that came out of 2 deadly 737 MAX 8 crashes in 2018 and 2019. That's according to a new court filing. The $2.5 billion settlement allowed Boeing to avoid prosecution as long as it made changes, including avoiding anti-fraud law violations. You may remember Boeing employees were accused of deceiving FAA regulators about a flight control system on the MAX 8, one that played a role in both crashes. That agreement was set to expire just days after January's door plug blowout over Portland on a 737 MAX 9 Alaska Airlines jet. The Justice Department says it'll make a decision by July on whether it plans to prosecute Boeing. Okay, Rod, still beautiful weather today.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, most of our coastal areas are now seeing some sunshine. You can see it's all dry. Oregon and Washington today tracking to be the warmest of the week here in the Willamette Valley. Here's Cannon Beach. This was solid cloud cover through mid-morning, but now the sunshine is there as the low clouds are broken up and pushed out. It's 60 degrees. Very nice weather along the north coast. Now we've got some folks up there enjoying some snowboarding up at Timberline. Snow's starting to look a little dirty. Been a while since you've had anything new, but they continue to be open for daily operations. Looks like upper 60s to about 70 down at Government Camp this afternoon. We got some golfers on the course out at Lewis River Golf Course up in Woodland just to show you. Southwest Washington, pretty much the same, mostly sunny sky with some high cirrus that we have over downtown Portland. We are at 70, right where I projected we would be at noon today, and that means we're on track for my forecast high of 81 at 4 o'clock. Yesterday it was 78. Now this is it for a while in terms of sunny, warm weather around 80 degrees. Pretty significant changes arrive tomorrow, and of course, that's the cornerstone of my 7-day forecast coming up later in the show.
Yeah, good to know. Thank you so much, Rod. Can't wait to hear all about it. Okay, it's a little bit hard to believe, but it's already been more than 4 years since the first COVID case was detected in the United States. Now, health officials say they're closely monitoring a new variant, one that's slightly less responsive to the current COVID vaccine. Catherine Cook spoke with Oregon health officials about what you need to know.
The nickname for the latest COVID variant is Flirt. Catchy for something you don't want to catch. The name comes from mutations of the KP2 strain. Doctors say it's now responsible for about 28% of COVID cases in the U.S. In late April, Oregon health officials recorded a new low of COVID hospitalizations at 79. But by May 7th, that number was back up to 106.
So it remains to be seen whether we'll be seeing more disease from this KP2 variant.
Dr. Paul Cieslak is medical director for communicable diseases and immunizations at the Oregon Health Authority. He says state COVID test positivity rates remain relatively low at 3.5%. That's compared to 11.7% in January and 15% in September. Cieslak notes the current vaccine seems to be slightly less effective against the Flirt variant versus the previous strain. Even so, he says getting vaccinated is critical, and it's not too late to get it.
Remember that these strains are all Omicron strains. They're all reasonably closely related. This one, does seem a little bit different, can evade immunity a little bit better, but nevertheless, the immunity against severe disease seems to have held pretty well, and certainly if you've been vaccinated recently.
Dr. Cieslak also recommends getting the new COVID vaccine when it's available this fall. Kind of like a flu shot. He says it's just another part of maintaining personal health now, especially if you're immunocompromised.
COVID is down. We're happy to see that, but it's not out. It's still circulating.
That was Catherine Cook reporting. The doctor says he's also noticed more people getting sick lately, and it's hard to know whether it's the flu, cold, or COVID. But he says when in doubt, it's a good idea to take a COVID test. Meantime, Providence has announced a campaign to expand emergency and critical cardiac care at 2 Portland area hospitals. Providence says the $177 million investments across St. Vincent and Providence Portland will improve wait times and care. The money will also support an additional 50,000 ER visits a year.
Anybody who's working in an ED in town knows that EDs are full, lobbies are full, and sometimes ambulances need to go to other places, and none of us like that. We want to be open all the time to be able to take care of the next people.
So the Oregon Health Authority says ER wait times back in 2022 averaged about 40 minutes. That's compared to just 15 minutes the year prior. Both hospitals will remain open during the expansion and renovations, which should be done by 2027.